Good morning, everyone. Strifegal. We are playing some Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer. Celebrate my 7-year YouTube anniversary this weekend. Trying to do some weird, fun stuff. And while Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise wasn't my first game, that I really made a core part of my channel. You know, I did a lot of Lufia 2 Ancient Cave runs before. I did a lot of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer runs. But I feel like Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise is one of the things that really grabbed me, and while I've done a bunch of both of the other ones, this has been the one that's been probably the longest staple on my channel. So I apparently hate myself because I created an absolutely terrible seed for this to celebrate. So I do like Dark Matters, the treasure hunt where you have to collect. So there's going to be 45 Dark Matters hidden in treasure chests, regular treasure chests. When you open treasure chests, you have a chance to find them. You have to find 30 out of the 45 and bring them to Corey and Eggert. This is kind of an interesting thing. It makes things take a little bit longer. It means that you open chests in areas you might not have otherwise. It also means that you end up with a bunch of loot because you're opening every treasure chest in every dungeon. Second objective, get Tella. You may notice that the starting character is Edward, and we're going to have to get Tella. This matters in this seed because we have Permajoin on, which means in order to complete this seed, I have to have Edward and Tella in my party, and I can't get rid of them. I get one random character to start with that I don't know yet, Edward, Tella, and then I get to pick the other two based on what are available. We have to complete the sealed cave. That means actually going down and fighting the boss and not just using the warp glitch. And then a standard, have Coco forge the legend sword with adamant. We do have Sea Hero on, so we can't just use Edward as an agility anchor. We actually have to, he will level up as we go. No free characters, no free key items. And no dupes on characters. So even if we get 2 options for good characters, we can't use them. Now, we do get a few good, we get a good archer kit starting out, so Edward will start with a good bow. Spoon is enabled, so if we find the spoon, we're good. T. Wildish Pro Shops No Apples is kind of my normal go-to for treasure layouts. And beat standard bosses with an alt gauntlet. Yeah. Oh, and of course Tookro, if I didn't say that already. So, apparently I'm feeling masochistic today. What better way to celebrate than with a nice challenging run? Let's see what we can do. If you are just joining and those were a lot of words to you that didn't make any sense, this is Free Enterprise Randomizer. Ooh, Sid. Okay, that's not great for endgame, but it'll be good. That gives us a little bit of a boost early on, and that gives us a free, the Sand Ruby here gives us a free character. And a Samurai Bow. That's actually the best one that we've got. Yeah, I think we're going to keep the Sid. Actually, that probably wasn't the best plan, but I think we need a Sid to go with the Edward early on. Well, maybe not, because we have the Sand Ruby. Anyway, Free Enterprise Randomizer. It's Final Fantasy IV. You start with the airship, and everything is mixed up. Key items, treasure chests, characters, bosses. Random encounters are turned off by default. And the goal is to explore the world and complete the objectives to get the crystal. Crystal will let you fight Zeromus, who is the last boss, and we'll go from there. We're gonna head straight up here and see who our Sand Ruby character is. Yeah, that Cid might have been a bad option, actually. And I'm intentionally not going to do too much exploring here until I see... Okay, that's a Palom. Interesting. Okay. Let's see who our Hobbs character is quick. I might reset depending on what we find. Because, again, permajoin means we now are stuck with a Cid. And while Cid is very good early game and will help us get through a lot of this stuff, it also means that we're stuck with a Cid late game, and depending on who else we have in our party, that can be really bad. There's our Tella. Okay. So I think I would rather have Edward Tella Palom and take our chances than go with the Cid. We can always get Cid back. He goes to Mizidia and we can recruit him out of the place there. I'm not used to permajoin, so I kind of was just like, oh, no, that'll be good. And was not thinking about the fact that there was that free character from Sand Ruby. So this gives us a Palom right away. Palom and Tella, it works really well together because that means that we can do when we do a D-Machine grind, we can get Palom to nuke once we have access to that. And Palom with nuke and any kind of character is really good. That opens us up to being able to the ability to go for reflect strats at the end, which is a lot faster and safer, especially when we know we're not gonna have a full berserker party. So Palom, Tella, Edward. Ideally, at this point, I would like to get Iridia and Rosa as our last two. That is going to be really challenging for certain sections like Cave Magnus, but I think it'll pan out really well for a lot of other areas. We know we have a hook route, so we can go ahead and do Damsian. There's our first dark matter. Change rod, that's good. Ninja shirt is money, if nothing else. Crystal shield will be good. Now, if we do end up with another character, or with, like, we do want a white mage here. White mages are important, but getting a white mage and then whatever that last character is, honestly, won't be as big of a deal. Getting a cane or an edge would be fine. Just because they can help get us through the game. Getting a Cid can be okay. Like I said, he can get us through a lot of the early game. A Rosa would be ideal, though. Just because we have a good chance of getting, I believe, with Edward as the Sea Hero flag, We have a chance to get a bow. I might be wrong on that. I think it's a harp or a bow. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more just looting, since we have to for the dark matters. This will also give us a quick option to check our character's slot here. There's a Rosa. Okay, awesome. So if we're getting a Rosa, that means that 5th character slot works. There's a few ways we can do that, and all of them work really well. Let's see what our options are. Ideally, I would like to get somebody better than Sid. In fact, the more I'm thinking about it, anybody but Yang or Sid would be ideal. We're gonna get 1 kamikaze and 2 tents. Tents aren't ideal, but until we find cabins, it's good to have the option. It's been a while since I've done full looting. Life staff, that'll be good for late game. We'll probably give it to Tella for now, I would say. He starts with Cure 2, so having a life staff means that he's going to actually be able to do some curing, because while Tella does get some early magic, he's mostly good at utility stuff because his actual magic stats suck. Let's bounce over to Troya. No, not Troya. Silvera. I'm purposely choosing places that have easy to get to treasure chests. And we're going to stop at the item shop at each of them as well. I don't feel like we necessarily need to stop at the weapon and armor shops, but I think I will, just to see if we can get... I'm mostly looking for like a dancing dagger or... a dancing dagger would be good. Mute arrows would be great. Or charm arrows. We're gonna wait on Waterfall Cave until we get Tella so we can warp out. Pretty good selection of dark matter so far, which is a little surprising, honestly. I think that's 4 or 5 already. There's our mute arrows. Samurai Bone Mute Arrows seems like a great start. I'll go ahead and grab that Gaia Helm. Just because we don't have anything better yet. And honestly, I feel like that's probably a good start. Luge isn't too bad. Let's go ahead and equip our party members. Get our sort button up at the top. I'm gonna put dark matters right under that just so I can see them. We're gonna give Callum our first apple. We're gonna do a quick sort just to get all of our stuff bumped up to the top. Whoops. And I think that's probably a good starting point. I want to go through this and do this one dungeon. It'll give us a little bit more room for just making sure we've got a party that can handle. That's a Zeus gauntlet. Can Edward equip that? No. Would love some J items here to get through the early section. Like a couple vampires would go a really long way. Okay, I'm sticking with if we find a cane, I'd love that. That'd be a great addition to this, to finish this party makeup out. Black Sword means a Dark Knight Cecil can pull his weight a little better early on if we end up getting a Cecil. Normally I wouldn't save here, but given, again, our party makeup, I think I will. And I'm actually going to... I don't have any potions yet. I'm going to go ahead and save because... Or heal, rather, because... Palom's hit points were at 100 out of 200. Now, I was just realizing I probably should have used that gold apple on Edward. But too late now. Okay. If this is a good hit, we're good. There we go. Callum gets a level 2 elemental spell, which means he can now pull his weight a little better. We get our rat tail, which means once we get the hook, we can get another key item check for free. And Edward got 4 levels, which matters a lot. Those first few levels make a huge difference. So I think now we deal with Luge. I am going to go ahead and use another tent. That'll get our tents out of our inventory as well. So Luge, the nice thing about encountering Luge at these early spots is that, oh wait, we don't actually have to make, okay, my intention was that I have to make Telejoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that anyway, even though apparently it's, all you have to do is find him. My intention was to punish myself by making Tala join. So the nice thing about encountering him early, like I said, is that his HP pool gets split so many ways that you can really quickly finish him off, even though some of his spots might be, even if it's somewhere where it hits a little hard or it might hurt your party. Okay. Get ready for the fun sound effects. I turned the blinking off. You're welcome. It's not efficient to heal right now. I'm gonna go over to Fabul next. The reason we didn't want to heal yet is because it won't kill you. It literally just puts you down to 1 hit point. And Fabul gives you an automatic free heal. There's our charm arrows. So we got charm and mute and poison arrows right off the bat, which is pretty much the 3 best early game arrows. Let's grab some star veils and some additional star veils and a mute bell. And this is going to give us all a full heal, which is, again, important. Take advantage of those free heals when you get them. When you have situations where you are poisoned, when you want to get down to low health. This is a relatively high hit point spot, and we have to be very careful about our magic usage, but it should be okay. I forgot to turn J abilities on. Whoops. I realized I was going to use bluff and couldn't. That was a really bad hit. Blink is an awesome spell. Especially when you have a bunch of low hit point characters. does a great job keeping you alive. Some more levels. Didn't get, not quite enough to get Palom Virus yet, which is unfortunate because that's the next damage tier for him. Let's see what we get. Darkness Crystal, nice. Darkness Crystal does mean that we can now get to the moon, and the giant. Now, that's a bit of a messy situation there, but we could check what the character on the moon is, which I might actually do right now because that actually feels like it could be a valid thing. And yeah, I think that's what we're doing next. That'll give us a really good scope of what we're doing. Potentially we can actually take Tella. Like, we actually could do ordeals and then go directly up to the giant and do our D-Machine grind even. And just get our leveling out of the way so all we have to do is bump through the rest of the game. Which, with Edward and Tella, is a much more interesting... makes the game a lot more playable. I'm giving Edward and Tella a lot of crap. Tella is very useful. He has a lot of utility because of the fact that he starts with very good spells and he learns he learns a lot of useful spells after you go through ordeals. And while Edward is a really mediocre character, he is, he has some purposes. He's fast and he can be a decent attacker early game. He's not as good as any of the other characters, but okay, so we're gonna save here. This is gonna be kind of an alternate save situation where if this character isn't worth going to, I'm probably just going to back out and reset. So I'm hoping here for a Cane. I think would be ideal. An Edge. Fusoya, Cane. Perfect. We need some hit points. And Cane is, while Cane is not the biggest sack of hit points, he is a good sack of hit points. Importantly here, we have the White Spear, which is his best weapon. And that is a fully kitted out Cane before we even, head to ordeals. While I'm here, I want to do 2 checks. Let's check the Naming Way shop. And this is actually really nice because we know what our party is now, which means all of these other weapons that we pick up, we know we don't need. Like, we're getting a Rosa. We know where the Rosa is. We have a White Spear, which is better than the Ogre Axe and the Poison Axe. We don't need those, even if they are weapons that can be used. So we're very much, like, we know we're not going to need another rod weapon. I guess let's go 5 Cure 3s? We've got enough cash. The Ether 2s, I'm actually going to get a few more as well. Those are very important because Tella's MP is very limited, and those will give us ways to just fill his MP back up. Again, getting to late game shops early is always awesome when you have the option to. Gives you a chance to get some good stuff. And this is the other thing I wanted to check. This isn't super important. Oop. Which is why I'm leaving. No. This isn't super important, but there are 4 chests in this area that are late game. We have weighted chests, so this is very important. And they're free to get, so why not? That would take forever right now, but it is very doable. And that was my goal. I just wanted to check what the boss was there so that we could plan. And the answer there is, that's a really easy boss. If we need a little bit of an XP bump, we can, like, that is a boss that literally cannot kill us because it is percentage-based hit points. If we have some good options to damage it, we'll be fine. Do we want to get Rosa next, or do we want to get... Yeah, I think we'll get Rosa next. So this could be nasty, depending on what this boss is. We'll have to see. D-Lunars, I always forget the best way to do this. Actually, we should be able to use Cure 3s. And this might just murder them outright. Yeah. Undead enemies, Cure 3s, we're good. Perfect. Unless this is the gauntlet, this is the gauntlet. Okay, this is fine, but a little annoying. Need to get a heal off on Edward here. So hopefully Palom doesn't wipe the entire board off again. But I guess we'll see. That was kind of what I was figuring. And apparently Kane just is chilling. Whatever. Virus. The fish are actually weak to bow attacks because they are considered flying enemies for some reason. I think we're just going to be good with Virus again, but oh well. Everyone wave to the worm. Okay. Pan. That doesn't help us yet, but it'll save us a trip later. So we'll take it. And we get Rosa. So this is gonna be a weird party, but I think we'll be able to make it work. We've got all of our key pieces. We have a white mage, a black mage, and a tanky fighter character. The problem is none of them are, well, we have a very good black mage. We have a very good white mage. Our other options are pretty meh. But we have very good equipment on Kane. And we are required to use the other two. And they have a lot of good utility. Free Ether 2, we'll take it. Karate, I'll give to Edward here. We're keeping the Samurai Bow on Edward even though he's worse with it, because the Elven Bow has lower accuracy, and Rosa's aim ability will let her ignore that low accuracy rating. Plus, it gives a bonus to the white magic stat, which is... it makes her a little bit more useful in that regard as well. She's still not great at it at this point. Vanilla Mylon? Mylon Z, never mind. This is actually another really good one for us, because Mylon Z is another enemy that is weak to archery, because he is considered a flying enemy. So they don't actually have an earth element in this game. Instead, they have they say Quake can't hit flying enemies. So to make enemies immune to earth, all they do is make them flying. Now, what that also does is it makes them weak to bows, spears, and that is our whole party. So flying enemies are something we can just walk through at this point. Mylon switched places, that's cute. This should be a pretty straightforward. Safety heal, but I'm not worried. Edward's the only one I'm even mildly worried about there. Oh, my body. Ooh. Oh, this is C hero, so Edward has to go in alone. This might... I should have saved, because I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was just Edward. Let's see who we're fighting. There's our hook. Ashura. Okay. Starveil makes sure she can't heal herself? Well, actually, one Starveil doesn't. Two Starveils make sure she can't heal herself. And I didn't realize mute arrows were going to one-shot her. Never mind. We didn't need to do the fancy tricks there. Okay, Cecil became a paladin, but our party is full. Telever called all of his spells and learned Meteor. So now the question becomes... Can I... Honestly, hook route can be brutal. I think this is a situation where you've got the darkness crystal. Let's get that rat tail first. Or turn the rat tail in, rather. But I think I'm gonna just head to the giant next. Another white spear, not great. Just doing a little accidental do-si-do there. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can't see a good reason not to do this. Outside of, this is a very challenging... I guess I need to make sure I have a way to kill the... We should be okay. I think we'll be okay. So, the grind I'm mentioning is a way to quickly and relatively safely deal with or get a lot of XP from one battle. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because our party members are pretty straightforward here. We don't have a lot of power. But again, if we can do it safely, it'll be okay. So I am going to turn my battle speed, it's custom, turn it down a little bit. Head up here. Counters on. So I believe it should be the next encounter. Yep. We do have to burn through these enemies first. Then we'll take a moment to get set up. And we'll see what our turn order ends up like. That is not actually what I wanted to do. And honestly, he's the guy, or Edward's going to be the one that's least contributing. So we'll go ahead and knock him out. And let's make sure Rosa can actually heal and see what she heals for. This is not a great order. So it might take me a little longer than I want, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Oh, it just changed order. So I think we're good now. So it's going to get one fire off. I'm gonna get those queued up. So they get a weak. Virus. Weak lowers them to single-digit hit points. And then the life makes it so that it effectively is as if we killed two of them at once. And that fire attack that they do is actually percentage based. So we can't die from it unless we do math badly. Now, I don't have the double XP that we would prefer to have for this section. We're gonna go ahead and do one round of healing quick. We're gonna toss an Ether 2 on Tella. Ether 2 on Rosa. This should bring us back to Kane. He hits the Searcher. D-Machine spawns. That's supposed to be Tella, not Hallam, so that's a problem. This might be a second fire here, but I think we'll be okay. We just need to take a moment to heal afterwards and make sure we're figuring our order out again. Good job, Palom. They have to second fire up again, which isn't great. Let's go ahead and do a Cure 4 from Tella here. We're going to use another Ether. And you know what? I think we're going to call it here. We could do a bunch more of these, but I feel like... So that's the equivalent of 10 monsters. Now, this isn't... In a lot of cases, what you do with a D-Machine grind is go for all the XP you're going to need for the rest of the game. And in this case, that's not exactly what I'm going for. I just want to get enough that we don't have to do any more grinding. That's a problem. That is a problem on several levels. Okay, get the Ether down because he just did a bunch of spells. I only did 1 damage. Weak takes them down to single digits, but because I did 1, it means we didn't actually kill the Searcher. So this is gonna get us a little bit more XP, that's fine. So, that is 500,000 experience. Like I said, not quite enough to get Nuke, but I'm less concerned with that because it takes Rydia a lot longer than Palom to learn Nuke. And we're level 45. Yep, perfect. So this means we are now over-leveled for the sections we need to go through, which we don't need to go through the rest of the giant. We're going to walk back out. I'm going to do a quick rearrange here to get Quake at the top of his list. We're going to get Cure 3, I think. Berserk and Wall up towards the top. And I should have done this earlier, but we didn't. Did I switch Berserk and Wall? There we go. So the reason we did a quick heal before we continued here, I forgot to turn encounters back off. That could be really bad. But we got a first strike, so it's not as bad as it could be. We are going to pick up all the treasure chests, which includes monster chests. So that's why we are why we want to heal before we start walking back out, because leveling up does not heal you in this game. The reason we're doing this is because trap chests give you good items, and because this is a good opportunity to look for dark matters in an area that we're probably not coming back to. Hey, we survived. Defense sword is okay. Honestly, it's very good for Kane because if we're berserking him. Because it has a higher accuracy rating than I think all of his spears. If we're using jump, it's not as good. Okay. So with that out of the way, we have now it took us 10-15 minutes to do that, but in that process, we've supercharged our party so that we don't have to worry about bosses. Well, for a while. Train spear. We're gonna go ahead and actually do a little bit of rearranging quick here. And while I'm thinking about it, we're going to bump the battle speed back up. Edward's agility gets high very quickly, and I just realized that I had my party, or I had him in the middle slot of the party, which can mean weird things for agility late game. Mad ogres. Mad Ogres are very strong against magic, but they're very weak, but they are both giants and mages, which means that they are weak to charm arrows, as well as mute arrows. So we're going to be able to do lots of damage to them. There's our last monster chest. Quake is a hell of a drug. And there we go. Moonveil could be useful. Not going to complain. I was hoping for more dark matters, but we also haven't found a lot of good upgrade or any real upgrades to our equipment in a while. Which again, we have decent equipment for where we're for early game. Would love to find some, or was hoping when we were doing the giant chests to find like some sorcerer robes, stardust rods, something along those lines. There's our dark matters. There's a black robe. Perfect. Ask and ye shall receive. And actually, I should real quick here switch out bandana here. Protect ring. You can have a hat, Tella. Here, have a hat. By the way, where are we at? 14 dark matters? Got a ways to go. Another rune ring. That's awesome. Toss that on Tella here. It's another very treasure dense area. Apparently I complained just enough. That ribbon will be a good headpiece option. Gungnir Spear is not as good as White Spear. Do a quick check here. We are out of life potions, which could matter. And I think we're running out of mute arrows. We'll need to pick up some more of those. Wait, did I just completely gloss over that? Yeah, there wasn't any. Okay. I just had a brief moment of, wait, did I actually go to the item or the armor shop, or did I just sell stuff? Third White Spear. Wizard Robe. Slight improvement. Not really worth anything. 15. These also count as giants, so they're weak to charm arrows, which is why Rosa does so much. And Ice 2, they are weak to ice. They're protectoring. Rune Ring, Wizard, slight upgrades, but upgrades nonetheless. Ninja Helm. That's a really good one for speed control. There's some more mute arrows. Good to check what our character could have been. 16 dark matters, I believe. Nope. Sakatella. And the boss down here is the Water Hag. This is a good place to find that because you just have to do 3 hits. It is a kind of rough spot because it hits pretty hard, but could be way worse. Go ahead and give Eddie the Ninja Helm. Just cuz. So our goal at this point, we still need to find all of our key items. Like, we have no objectives done. But we can get underground now, which is one of the big pieces. We're about halfway on Dark Matters. And once we get underground, we can just start cruising through bosses. There's a lot of things down there that are literally just boss. And with the level bump we got, we don't have to worry too much about adjusting between those, so it makes it really clean. You know, we can do all of the... we should be able to do... Well, once we get the items for it, Sealed Cave will be good. But right away, we've got Summon Monsters and Sylph Cave. Out of mute arrows. I'll need to re-equip some. I was just thinking, I bet he's almost out of arrows, and then I didn't check. There's a crystal sword for the Cecil we don't have. Actually, we're gonna go poison arrows for now. Because it shouldn't matter that much. And I want to save those mute arrows for probably Odin at this point. I'm not super worried about this, but we'll save just to be safe. It's in the name. Save. Save. Second samurai bow. am gonna just real quick equip that because it's a damage boost in 2 different ways. Octomom. This, I'm not sure how this is. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. This could be a little nasty. We need to get some blinks going as quick as we can. Especially on our squishier characters. Yep, like that. So this is a great example. This is the boss fight that you normally do against the King Queen of Eblin. And this is an area where they don't do any physical attacks. They have a very scripted fight. However, because of the way that they're programmed, because they don't have any physical attacks, they give you, or they didn't bother adjusting the physical stat on that slot, which means that Octomom had very high attack, even though that slot normally doesn't. Or you wouldn't know when you're fighting King Queen of Eblin. Like I said, this guy hits relatively hard, but I don't think he hits any harder than the last fight we were just doing, and he's not as fast, so... And we have good speed control, good levels, good everything. This could have been frustrating if we had not done that level up, though. So I am very glad that we did. Also, in retrospect, glad I did the bump on Palom's hit points, because we are going to be just about at that right sweet spot for him, and make things a little bit easier on the back end. Antlion is at the top of tower. Okay, we are gonna end up doing 2 passes on this, because there's a lot of treasure chests in this dungeon. This is one of the worst dungeons to loot, however. So I am gonna go for key items this time, and plan on, if we need to, we can go back through. But we have so many other things we can check that I'm not gonna make this one a priority. Okay, that's going to be... So this is 3 key item checks for us. When we whack Yang, we get a gift from the Sylphs, which is our Luca key, which is actually really important. I am going to real quick, just in case, heal up. That's why. So we don't have to walk all the way back down here again. Barbaros are not nearly as bad in this game as they are in a lot of future games. Mostly because of how the accuracy works for their moves. And partially just because status effects aren't quite as nasty as they are in some of the future installments. Wake is a good spell. Another sword for Cecil. So now we don't have to go all the way back down again. We do have to go most of the way back down, so it's not that big of a deal. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna go down here next, just because we are out of inventory space. And this place has shops. I'm not paying a ton of attention here, but I think these are all okay to sell. Vampires. Oh, we're good. We're good. Those vampires would have been real nice early game, but they're not important now. Still no sorcerer robes. Like, we have okay armor at this point, and if we get like a white, or we could definitely pick up like a white robe that would do what we need to do. Job dwarf. He's a packaging machine operator. It's one of the things they randomize. They put a list of a bunch of different jobs in there, so the job dwarf is always something different. I think in the original translation he says something like, "I'm a farmer." We do want to save here before we go in, because there is one trap chest here. And while we can definitely take it on, we do need to know where it is so that we can take it on. Because we are taking damage every time we step on one of these tiles. I'm gonna do a quick heal. That's unfortunate. We might get lucky here. Too good to be true. We know where it is now. That's why we saved. I didn't think I would be down to ones again that fast. I was gonna just do one. I was thinking, okay, I'll do like one heal per floor. Now I know which one it is, so I can specifically just avoid that one. Actually, I don't need to. I can just avoid it. It is a trap chest, not which means it doesn't have a dark matter in it. And now I can find the rest of them, or open the rest of the chests in this dungeon safely. Dark matter. Dwarf Axe, that lets us back row glitch Cane. That's actually good for that CPU fight. Dark Matter. Gotta be around 20 now. We've got the exit spell, so we're not going to worry about that. This is 2 boss fights down here. We will go ahead and go to the inn. Grab the 2 chests. I think we're saving this rune ring for now. Could be good. Shouldn't need that anymore. I really need to start getting better at my... I've never been great at doing the R triggering. Okay, there's exactly 20 Dark Matters. Bandana. We'll get a second bandana, sure. Never mind. I'm dumb. Never mind, I'm dumb. He already has the ninja hat. Save just to be safe. And we're gonna do... Well, let's see what these bosses are. The ideal situation would be one of these being Mist Dragon. They are not. That is Odin and Rubicant, which is nasty. This could be bad. Let's try it. Odin's tough, and this spot hits pretty hard. That is very fast. We are in trouble, is what I would say. I thought I had a moon veil. Did I sell it? I must have sold it. Okay, this might do it. Okay, it did not. Obviously. Obviously it did not. I was gonna say we could have Edward hide, but that actually doesn't help. So I think what we need to do... Yeah, we don't have the items. Or we don't have a spider web either. We did worse that time, but let's see if we can make this work. Okay. So there's some alternate strats we could try to use here. I think, but it's kind of funky and we don't have any illusions. So I think what we're gonna do is skip that boss for now. We may have to come back to it. But Odin's rough, no matter where you are. And this is a really rough spot. So I think, well, I guess we could turn battle speed down and try again. Want to try? Yeah, let's try it with battle speed down. We need Blink on Edward. And then we need to get it back over to Edward's turn before he actually does his Sentetsken. So that'll do straight 9s. Edward leaves. Might be able to get Kane over it too. No, not quite. He raised his saber after 1 hit instead of 3, which means we didn't quite do it right. I am not an expert on that strategy. There's a way to do Odin. So I think it's on the 3rd time he raises his sword, or the 3rd Odin. When he raises his sword, any lightning shot will kill him as he has his sword raised. I've never actually done it, but I believe that is how that strategy works. I don't feel like we have a good way to do that right now, though, because I'm not great at that particular strategy, obviously. I've never done it before. And trying to do new strategies when you've never done them this isn't the best way to do it. We still don't have life potions. So that was a way faster cast than I expected. Gotta be honest. So while his cape is closed, he absorbs ice. Crap. Like that. Good job undoing the damage we just did. Let's just keep going quakes. Rose is dead. Great. We have no way to resurrect right now, so I guess we need to bring Eddie out to at least take hits. Wow, that was not worth it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Was not thinking about the fact that she didn't have exit yet. That's my bad. Okay, so I'd say let's finish up underground with Dwarf Castle. Like, what do we have that we haven't used yet? We've got our pan that we need to return. And Luca Key, that's it. Yeah, this is like very stingy with items, so I would say. Like, we've made good use of it, but still need 10 more Dark Matters. There's our Mist Dragon. Awesome. Because there's no free key item, Mist Dragon means we can go back to the Village of Mist and get another key item from Rydia's mom. So, beating Mist Dragon here is very good. After this, my plan is going to be to go back to the surface. Didn't even turn to mist. Perfect. Let's see what our Golbez enemy is. Oof. Oh, there's the Cecil we can't have. Pogo Pogo. Not great. This is a relatively low hit point spot. Yeah. So that could have been a lot worse, basically. Okay. Awesome. Not what we were looking for by any means. It's not actually going to give us progress, but it is one of the few things that improves Kane's arsenal at this point. There's our sorcerer robe I've been asking for. 21. 22. Oh, actually, I'll grab that. Second ninja helm is okay. Nope. Silk web is good. Okay. We actually got a pretty good haul there. Unfortunately, we're still not in great shape as far as actually completing the game. But that happens, you know? I intentionally made this so it would be a tough seed, and it's doing its job. Also, we have a few spots that we haven't looted yet that are pretty deep, so that can be okay as well. Let's get the item here. There's our pass, so once we actually get to Zeromus, we don't have to walk all the way down Lunar Subterrane. Technically, we will probably be doing that anyway, but I guess it depends on how many of the key items we're still looking for are on the moon. Because if we go to the moon and then have to come back to do Kokol's Forge, that would be a problem. $23. Working on my R trigger discipline. 24. We're not full completing this area, but there are a lot of treasure chests here. So it's a really good place to do a quick look at for dark matter. Just realized I missed one. Part of the adventure is... Okay, that was very exciting for a second, and then I realized it was the Stardust item, not the Stardust rod. Glass helm could be useful. That's actually really good for that Odin fight. So this is the last room before you get to that middle cave section. So exiting here means that we can now get all the way back out. I mentioned at the very beginning that that's why I wasn't going to do that section early. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's do our Fabul checks quick. Like, if this ends up just being Adamant and Legend, I will be... Like, that completely changes everything. But... it probably won't be. But even if it is something like Tower Key or something like that, that's still progress. Baron Key, that's a few checks. Twin Harp. It gives us a lot of options that don't involve going to the moon. That's kind of where I'm at right now, is if we can go through these early areas, we can just steamroll them, and then we don't have to go to the moon. Because if we have to start looting chests on the moon, that's when we're going to be getting into the really frustrating territory. So the moon and Sylph Cave both have tons of trap chests comparatively to the other areas, and they have more annoying trap chests, if not always harder. Usually both. That's not what I was trying to do. We got our pigtail. I may as well. We don't have adamants, but we still, like, the chance of this being a white robe or a Stardust rod is not completely zero. So... they're mocking me. I feel like it's mocking me. Okay, we're done with the hovercraft at least. Let's knock out Baron. The waterway has a lot of treasure chests, so that'll be good. And Baron Castle is... oh, whoops. Baron Castle is 2 key items, because it's the regular one and then the Odin fight in the basement. $25. Second glass helm, that, again, these glass helms, while they're normally not a great item to find, with this Odin fight in the basement, they can be really good. Glass helm is the highest physical defense item in the game. And what that means is that if we put Edward and Kane, let's say, in the back row with those glass helms on, they can actually take those hits. I don't think they're going to be able to take his full-on Odin, his Zentetsken, but, you know, every little bit helps, and that was not a Stardust round, but it's a step up. Honestly, it might be better to do Palom as well. Palom, Kane, Edward, back row, glass helm protect rings, and see if we can just survive, basically. Dark Elf. This should be easy at this point. I thought you could one-shot him. I always get that mixed up. I know you can use stop. We're gonna finish looting and head down to the basement quick. Yeah, that could be useful. I just realized as we picked up that Thor Rage that we haven't fought Kinazo yet. And I am a little bit worried because there's some nasty spots that he could be. The big thing with Kinazo is that his wave attack is based on his current hit points. So when he shows up at a high hit point spot, especially if he's very fast, 26, it can be really bad. And there's definitely a few spots where he could be at this point. Honestly, most of the spots he could still be at this point are bad. 27. And actually, having just said that, we're gonna actually heal full, because if this is Kinazo, actually, I'm gonna do something a little bit weird. I'm going to preemptively dump battle speed a little bit so that we can be more likely to get in ahead of these enemies. Mom Bomb, that's fine. Mom Bomb is fine. Like, this spot hits hard. That could be way worse. Kane berserks himself. We'll get a blink up. And then we'll get a slow on Mom Bomb. This spot is relatively high hit points, but it's not that high. So we should be able to finish this off before it explodes, probably. That is amazing. Okay. Normally, I would not be excited about a Moonveil, but with, again, that Odin. Moonveil negates damage from one attack. Or from 3 attacks, I believe. So we should be able to have a character tank through that Odin. Honestly, at that point, we can probably have Palom do that. Because Palom can just toss some... Like, that spot only has 20-some thousand hit points? I did not unequip Kane's Avenger, so I guess we're in it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think the evasion here is that bad for physical attacks, so having an Avenger Kane makes that really good. By the way, the reason we did Kane's Avenger strat that way is because when you switch him like that, or when you switch the weapon in battle like that, it actually keeps the attack value of the previous weapon you had. So the White Spear is a very high damage weapon. We switch it, and when we switch into the Avenger, he berserks himself, but he keeps the White Spear's higher damage rating, which is really good. I'll take it, I guess. Earth Crystal's better than nothing. There's 2 item shops here, so I am gonna stop quick because we still don't have life potions. And while it's less of a big deal than it was, it is still a big deal. Being able to get your party members back up after they drop is really important. Sorcerer Robe. Ribbon, Protect Ring. We're going to switch to a Rune Ring. And I think we're getting to the point now where we can probably equip her with a staff. I think Silence is better than Lunar, if I'm remembering right. Yep, slightly. We're going to switch this to a black belt. I am going to go ahead and give him a glass helm. I think we're good here. I'll switch back to the White Spear. So I think that's better. Yes, 109. We're going to do a quick swap here with the Avenger at the top so we can swap those back and forth. Bump these up. think we're good on most of these at this point. Some of these were things that I accidentally kept when I didn't want to. We'll keep that just in case we want another archer. And I guess let's do the basement here quick. This is only one key item, but we do get to check the basement treasury, and the basement treasury here has a lot of items, which is good. This the treasury, actual treasury here, is a bunch of good items. Okay, that was decent. Still no Stardust Rod, still no White Robe, but if those are our biggest complaints, I'm okay. We found a bunch more stuff that we can potentially use to fight Odin if we need to. I think that's 30. So actually, we don't need to keep looking. What am I doing? We're at 30. Stop opening treasure chests, you idiot. So that actually makes a big difference. That means I don't need to loot Sylph Cave. That means I don't need to loot Tower. It means I don't need to loot the Moon. And all of that means that I don't need to deal with a lot of the heavy trap chest areas. Or Sealed Cave, I guess, would be another one. Sealed Cave has a lot of very out-of-the-way chests. I left the battle speed low. That's part of what's going on here. Probably could have just killed him in the time it's taken to get through this, but too late now. There's an edge. At this point, I'm okay with not getting the edge. We didn't actually find good equipment for him. Much good equipment for him? We found a few, I guess. But honestly, I think Kane having the ability, or the Avenger, and some other options, there's Iridia. That might have been nicer, but by the time we got this far in the game, like with how many hoops you had to jump through to get to this point, I think I made the right choice. Remember that glass helm that we just got? That would be why Pelham just took 1 damage. Rosa gets exit. There's our legend sword, finally! One of our items that we need. I guess we technically got one of them. We already have Tella. We got that early. We have the sealed cave available, which we've had for a while. Which I think that's our next thing to do. Now that we have one piece, I feel like our objective is moved slightly to focus on what you have to do. We want density of key items. And this is a thing we have to do anyway. It's again, some kind of masochist. I considered turning trapdoors on, and I did not. So there is that. Quick save, just in case. Again, we haven't seen Kinatsu, we haven't seen Wyvern. And those can both... Wyvern's not bad, but it does take a little bit of finesse. And if you mess up on it, you can very easily just die. And Kinatsu is very rough anywhere in the second half of the game. That is not the adamant. Okay, that's manageable. Kanazo's all about timing. If you can get the water, if you can scare him before he actually gets a chance to do things, he is very manageable. It's just getting that. Basically, right as the water starts gathering, making sure you don't have attacks in so he doesn't counterattack. That's not gonna do much, but that's okay. That will do a little more. Never mind, it's telecasting it. Got a little ahead of myself there. That's okay. If this works right, this should finish him off. We'll see. There we go. When the water is not up, he's weak to ice. So timing that to get ice 3 to hit is important. Got Meteor, which means we're almost where we need to be. Sealed Cave is done. We've got the Legend Sword. We just need the Adamant. So I think we are at a point now where anything we can do that doesn't involve going to the moon will save us a lot of time. Because if we go to the moon, we just go until we get the Adamant, which means if the Adamant's not on the moon, we full clear. Which is not ideal. That's a lot of time, and we're already over 2 hours on this run. So I think our next step might be we could do the top of the tower, which we know is Water Hag. We could do the Odin. Those are the only 2 checks I think we've got left on Earth. Oh, Twin Harp. So technically, I think I should have done Odin or Twin Harp first, in case I found the tower key at one of those. But this should also be a fairly straightforward fight. Like, this is going to be a real simple in and out. situation, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. The Dr. Luge spot's main thing is it has a lot of hit points, and with Water Hag it doesn't matter. Oh, wait, no, we already did Water Hag. What am I thinking? Wait, did we? Yeah. What is this then? I remember it wasn't too bad. Oh, Antlion. Never mind, that is way worse. Well, I guess we'll go for it. It's still not that bad. It just means we gotta get some blinks up. Where's her blink? There it is. Like I said, a lot of this guy is just hit points. So being able to burn through it with Meteor goes a long way. There's white. Or silver apple. Unfortunate. Probably should have saved outside the tower to reset and saved my walk down. But that's okay. We'll make it work. So I guess let's go back to Odin and see if we can do it. With these glass helms, I think we have a good chance. Like I said, we just need to redo our entire equipment setup here to make it work. And I think the plan is basically well, I guess let's try it. There's two different ways we can do it, pretty much. So I think let's try this first. Glass. Crystal. Glass. I sold his shield. Whoops. And glass and protect. So Tella and Edward are basically just sacrifices here. They are probably going to drop. We'll have Edward hide right away, so that means that it's just Tella in the front taking those hits. We'll try throwing up a Moon Veil and just seeing if we can do it that way. I'm really not expecting it to work that way, but my thought is, honestly, we may have enough defense with this setup to survive an Odin. Like when he uses his Sentetskin. I think we just go all out here. The 3+ white might be enough. By itself, not quite. And the silk web obviously helped a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and just risk it. We did not survive that, but Kane was in the air. We'll take it. Nope, that wasn't worth it, but that's okay. We know. One of the cardinal rules is every item is the one you're looking for until you check. Like, you never know. So that leaves me with Twin Heart, which I'm not thrilled about. Like, we're literally just looking for the Adamant Rock at this point. I am gonna take a quick moment to save. I haven't switched my equipment back, but I'm also not super concerned about it immediately. Like, having glass helms and stuff is not necessarily bad. And I think this is going to be enough to start off. There we go. That is why I didn't resurrect everybody. Going in with status conditions and or low hit points is enough to quickly get through that section, through that cutscene. That's what I was thinking. I'm not super familiar with Final Fantasy X, so I'm always, well, and a lot of games in general, just the music. Elements fight? So we already did Rubicon. This spot is almost immune to magic. So we're going to be very reliant on Kain here. Luckily, it's a pretty weak spot. All things considered. There we go. Okay, so if this is Tower Key or Adamant, we're good. Well, pow, straight to the moon. Oh. Man, the music, playing through this, I've been playing through Pixel Remaster, which if you've been paying attention on the channel, you've probably noticed. And the orchestrated music in that is so good. Even if you don't go back and actually play the games, go listen to those soundtracks. I mean, ideally, go watch my videos of me playing the game. That'd be great if you don't want to play the game. But if you don't want to go play the game, you could also just go listen to the soundtracks, because you're getting the best part of that, of those remakes. With that, it is amazing. Also, if you are looking for more content, the reason I'm playing the Pixel Remaster is because I am a guest on the Retro Encounter podcast, or a panelist on the Retro Encounter podcast, I guess I should say. And we're talking about Final Fantasy IV, which obviously is a game I'm very familiar with and know a lot about, and I like talking about. So the first episode came out a few days ago, and the second episode will be coming out next week, talking about the second half of the game. So if you would like to join me on that journey, please do. You can find them at Retro Encounter at RPG, Retro Encounter on the RPG Fan YouTube, as well as in any podcast platforms that you may listen to. honestly, you should listen to our Retro Encounter and follow RPG Fan anyway, if you're a fan of RPGs. I've been working with the site for a little while now, and they are absolutely as wonderful as they seem if you've happened to catch any of their stuff. They're very welcoming community. They've got a great Discord. There's a Twitch streamer on their site at all times, or at least once, I think every day of the week, once a week, or every day of the week, whatever. At least several days a week. YouTube stuff goes up occasionally. 3 podcasts and tons of gaming news. So if you are interested in any piece of that, highly recommend checking them out. It's a great organization to support as well. It is completely fan run. So if you are like, there's no, not that most companies are, really in the category of like, shilling kind of vibe, but literally, we don't get paid anything, including the guy who runs the site. Everything goes right back into it. And so you're getting very honest, well-written reviews. You're getting a lot of quality. You're getting a focus on people, on what people like, and not on what is gonna sell. Because even if people, like, realistically, reviewers do not get paid to write the reviews that they want, but there is often oversight as far as what reviews get written on a lot of pages based on that. And again, RPG Fan is fan run. Not a concern. So that was me prattling on way too long. I really like RPG Fan. I'm part of their social media team, so I write a lot of the posts. We do like a lot of, this day in gaming kind of stuff throughout the year, holidays, special occasions, stuff like that, as well as just highlighting all the news articles that are getting put out. So if you see some of those articles on their site, I might have written it. I feel like, in retrospect, prattling on about RPG Fan is, this is the time to do it. We're doing this one first because I knew it was an easy fight, because I had checked it earlier. It's a very simple cycle. Let's get another attacker in. They will not attack you unless you kill that front orb. If you kill both of them, then the back orb attacks and will probably just kill 2 of your party members. However, if you don't, you just take 10% health every turn, and that means it is a very manageable amount to consistently heal. just realized I forgot to equip arrows again, but oh well. Kane's the only one who's taking any real damage because it's percentage based, and everybody else has much lower hit points. So they lose a lot less every hit. But he's still taking only 300 a hit, so it's pretty easy to keep on top of. There we go. Finally got Nuke. Adamant? You know what? You know what? We'll take it. It is not what we're looking for. But in this game, the spoon is as powerful as the crystal sword. So even if Edward is not as good at using it as Cecil, you know, it's something. Actually, let's switch this around. I'm gonna give him Ninja and Crystal. And I'm gonna give her Ribbon and Rune. We get a second. Yeah, we did. Ninja Black Belt Protect. He can't use Zeus Gauntlet. Man, you'll have to excuse that brief pause there. My brain is definitely starting to go a little numb after almost 3 hours. Which, if you're still watching, I'm very glad to have you. I know there are a few... I'm still trying to get a good feel for what people want to watch, because I feel like a lot of these... a lot of my videos, some of them tend to be very consistent, and very well received. Usually these videos are both my highest views and, or at least good views, but also very high watch times. So again, I appreciate you, randomizer community. Pokemon seems to be doing very well still, but a little bit less so now that I'm doing other stuff as well. And honestly, I've been a little disappointed with how that last batch before that went. That would have been smart. Eddie coming in with that awesome spoon damage. You know what? I was really worried that I was going to go through all of this and find the tower key, so I'm really glad that we just got that out of the way. Oh. I forgot I moved Kane into the middle. That's really interesting as far as agility goes. Oh well. Let's double check to see if anybody has better agility. I don't think they do. I'm gonna go ahead and use Curse String. Just to really tank his agility even more. We're gonna head straight in. I think my plan... Oh, crap. I need to actually go down and visit the smith. Crap. Got the Loki harp for Edward, which I don't remember if it's actually better than the spoon. I don't think it is. More importantly, we get the crystal so that we can actually fight Zeromus. Because all objectives are complete. So I think my plan here I might just be going for reflect strats still, even though I only have one caster. I mean, technically two with Rosa. But I think it's still faster than trying to berserk with just Kane and Eddie. Like, if we had a Crystal Sword Cecil, that'd be one thing. Eddie is not going to survive a Big Bang, so that is a non-option to really count on. There are strategies you can use with just Eddie, but they're not what we're using. They involve, like, basically trying to dodge all the Big Bangs, and it requires extremely precise timing, which I have not practiced, and therefore will not be trying. That being said, I think we should be good. And we also have the exciting question, of course, which is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight? Zeromus's sprite is one of the things that gets customized. As his true colors emerge, and we see Snesimus, apparently. Okay, we missed that. That's bad. I mean, I guess if we're just gonna get a miss anyway, let's go ahead and zap him. Okay, there's our first Big Bang. Big Bang is weakened whenever he uses a nuke counterattack. Because of the way the game is programmed, it's imprecise, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to start reflecting nuke and white with our casters. The reason we're doing this is because the way Zeromus is programmed, when he gets to a certain point, or certain points, he changes phases. And if you can push him over a certain line without him actually dropping, or if you can push him over a certain line using a counterattack, then he doesn't move to the next phase properly, he doesn't heal himself, and you just win. So, reflected spells count as counterattacks for this purpose. Goodbye Eddie, and goodbye Tella, probably. That's a problem. So that was a very unlucky black hole. Okay. Yeah, that was a wipe. Like, those are completely, quite frankly, it's a sometimes it happens. The timing on that was very bad, basically. We also didn't get our silk web off, which would have made a huge difference. It's an accuracy thing. Ideally, we would have preferred to use Tella to get it, but it's really important to get it before Zeromus goes, and Tella doesn't go before Zeromus. I'm pretty sure in that situation. So it's usually just the first person you get. That being said, I don't think I think doing the same thing and just getting lucky is totally reasonable. It's me being slightly smarter. I'm moving Eddie's turn so that hopefully we can do it with Tella. You know what I was saying about how Tella was very slow? Everybody else got 2 turns before Tella. Which means we didn't get or which means we're probably not getting our counter nuke off at this point. Nope. That's fine. That's fine this time. Let's do a Cure 3 on Palom. Cure 4 on Rosa. From Rosa. That's gonna hurt. Wow. Okay. We are not doing well, is what I'm getting from this. It's almost like I intentionally gave myself a challenging party that I would have to work around. Okay. So realistically, I now know that waiting for Tella to do the Silk Web is bad. That is what I'm getting out of this. Don't wait for Tella to do the Silk Web. Just risk it with Edward, and that's fine. Because we have to get that counter nuke in play so that we don't just get wrecked during that first turn. I'm gonna try something a little tricky here. That's fine. So I have both Kane and Palom with Reflect so that I can get a second slow cast off. And we actually got it weakened there. You can see it did much less damage. We're having him counter with his own nukes, which makes his fight go a little faster. My nukes are better than his. We're gonna keep Edward off screen just in case. We're aiming for somewhere in the 60 to 70,000 damage range. So 6, 7 casts, which I think that's 4. So 2 more should do it. Okay, that's okay. That's bad, but we might be okay still. Come on. If this does it, we're good. Not quite. I shouldn't have hid Edward. I thought I had a little bit less time before the Big Bang, but oh well. As long as this doesn't kill Palom, we're good. And honestly, at this point, we are not holding back. Because this, once again, should do it, depending on how much we've done. There we go. I knew we were close. I'm used to having 2 people who can cast Nuke for this fight. When I do it with, when I go for Reflect strats. So that was a little tougher than I'm used to. I'm pretty sure that's still easier than trying to do it with Berserkers. And Eddie actually was useful. Being able to keep him off screen for those big bangs and bring him back on to help heal actually goes a long way. So, I am definitely going to go ahead and wrap up here. We are probably the longest video I've put out in a long time, if not ever. But, you know, it is what it is. I usually don't do these long, or in the past I hadn't done these longer videos as single segments, so yeah. Anyway. This has still been a lot of fun. It was challenging in the ways I wanted it to be, and I think that I did play it well. Obviously, there's a few other there's a few spots where I could have done better. There's some deaths, there's some resets, but I feel like the strategies I was using were, for the most part, sound. And quite frankly, Randomizer is a lot of fun, and part of the fun of Randomizer is that you can do things like the last couple runs I've done were very simple, very straightforward, and the last run that and obviously this one was a lot more challenging. And it's got a good variety, it's got a good range. If you would like to join in on any of the Final Fantasy Randomizer seeds, that completed in as a lie because it doesn't take into account resets. If you would like to join in, I always keep the this information for the flags and seed in my description, so you can just import those, as well as a link to the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise website. Again, This has been a great way to celebrate 7 years on YouTube, which is pretty exciting to me. And hopefully we're going to be celebrating 3,000 videos and 500 subs soon. So we'll get some special content for that as well. Next week, we're going to be going back to Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster. Just going to finish that off. It's a short one. And again, stay tuned, or keep an eye out for information about the podcast episodes that I'm going to be on for those as well. After that, we're going to be starting 7th Saga. I was originally going to do that this month to kind of tie it in with the 7th anniversary. But it didn't work out because Ikenfell took longer than I expected, and then I decided to do the podcast tie-in. So, 7th Saga will be starting after Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster. We're going to continue to do a few Pokemon videos a week as well. If you haven't checked those out, it's Pokemon Reborn. It's a fan game. We're getting into the end game stuff, so we're fighting like teams of legendaries with cool stipulations. It is a really fun game. Highly recommend checking it out if you have not. You can also, for that, sign up to have a Pokemon named after you. And I think with that, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I try to respond to as many people as I can if there is a question or something to respond to. And as always, have a good one. And I hope you are. We'll catch you next time.